I just love the cold. I love it. I need it.
Becomes penguin.
Yeah, I'll become a penguin.
Speaking of penguins...
Ooh.
This isn't a very good sign for the Zora.
They're, I guess, fish sticks by now.
I mean, hopefully they can hibernate or something.
Really? No laughs from that? Damn. I guess I was too cruel.
A little bit, yeah. That's a little bit.
Too busy grooving to the tune.
The shop's not accessible either. It's also frozen over. Let's check on the king.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Small note, by the way. You can see the symbol of the Zora right there, the Zora Sapphire. Just a little side note. Compared to this situation. Let's check Jabu Jabu's area. So over in Zora's fountain. Yeah, he's gone too.
Huh. So if I made a fish stick joke now, it would still be too cruel.
Too soon. Too soon, Roxy.
It's been 7 years! How is that too soon?
Well, what's 7 years between friends?
Forever.
I got a heart piece at least, so silver linings?
Silver linings. Oh man, I remember sometimes I'd slip off the thing as I was trying to like jump on these platforms. It's a pain in the ass.
Because you notice as I walk around, they kind of dip around. So
Yeah.
they're really annoying to deal with. Plus, you've got Octoroks here now.
Yep.
Multiple Octoroks. And trying to bounce those while you're on a swaying platform and on ice physics is not a very good time. So we've got access to this side of things, which we didn't have before. It was too tall off the ground for us to get in through the water. But now we've got these icebergs that we can hop across to get to it. If I can keep from the rotating, screwing up which direction I'm supposed to be going. Yeah, this is a slightly tricky bit of platforming. Okay, but now we can get to this side cave. And so this must be the way we're meant to go, since it's a new area. And here we are. The Ice Cavern. I love the music for it. It just sounds ice. The chimes and all that.
Yeah.
Sounds very sparkly.
There's some wind.
These are freezers.
These guys are dicks.
Yep.
Fish sticks?
You laugh at his and not mine? What the fuck? What kind of a let's play is this?
It's a cruel one.
Fuck this. I hope you get frozen.
Oh, that was just mean. Why do you have to go there?
It's called karma. There's like the ghost of a freezer in the background.
Just barely caught it.
Right?
Yeah, so freezers are pretty annoying to deal with. But Din's fire can take care of them pretty quickly, as long as you actually catch them. And since we've got Navi flying around green at the bottom of this, that's always a sign that there's something you can reveal with the Song of Storms. And in this case, it's an extra fairy. So let's get some life back from that ice nonsense that we just went through. You'll notice a lot of this red ice around, too.
Is it magic ice?
It is. Because it's ice that is too ice for fire to burn. It's just too much ice.
Too ice.
Super ice.
It's ice.
The opposing
Ice.
force to super fire.
Baby.
And oh, here's the thing. So I'm just going to run with it to pick up these silver rupees around it. Oh, and you probably didn't notice, but some of these pots are alive. One of them just slammed into me.
Giant frozen ice plates.
So these silver rupees are a pretty common puzzle in later Ocarina of Time stuff. What it is there will be 5 of them in a room, and once you pick up all 5, something will be unlocked.
Got it.
Skulltula. Now, we picked up 4 of the rupees, just need to find where the 5th one is. Oh. We're gonna have to jump for that one. I'm gonna keep hitting start to get out of first person. Thankfully, the giant ice blade doesn't do too much damage. So we just unlocked this up here. Let's see what we find through it. Well, there's a freezer for one. I actually forgot that you get pulled towards them. I was hoping to just kind of kill it from a distance. Anyway. I think I might have actually missed a room.
Oh no.
I think this might be the correct way to go. But you don't want to do that. You never want to go the correct way if there's a side way that has extra stuff for you. Nope, okay. Never mind. I'll just find it backtracking if that is the case. So there's a couple things we can see immediately here. First off, there's some blue flame burning up there, which is probably significant. Especially because we've also got blue fire keys.
Interesting.
So you were talking about super fire before, and that is sort of what blue fire is, in a way.
It hurts.
Yep. And blue fire will melt red ice, but it's also cold fire, sort of, in that if a blue fire keys hits you, you get frozen.
So imagine Game of Thrones, but you know.
Oh, is that a thing in Game of Thrones?
Could be. Sorry, I just realized, like, what if I just did a spoiler? I don't know now.
So I'm just wasting some time trying to kill those, but not having much luck. So I'll do it up here.
I was gonna say aim, Idrun.
Aiming's too hard.
Bait them into attacking.
Yep. Just like that.
Just cut out all the other shield shots. Got it in one.
Yep. Just wait until it's actually trying to attack you. Okay. So you can also see that there's two types of freezers. There's these here that are pretty obvious, but there's also, if I get out of first-person mode, you can see there's one lurking around down there that really wants to attack me, and that's a little bit harder to see.
It's a ghost of a freezer.
Yep, that one actually moves around.
He's in stealth mode.
Yes. And, oh, I mistimed that, but oh well. Sometimes the camera is the worst opponent in Ocarina of Time.
I think that's the issue on a lot of these older games.
Yeah.
Listen.
Hey, listen.
So, blue fire is also a little bit weird in that
You can bottle it.
Yep, you can capture it in a bottle.
Bottled fire.
Yep.
Ooh.
What will they think of next?
Shiny.
So I'm going to empty out my other bottles just so that I can get as much blue
Those
fire
bugs.
as I can.
Just while we're here.
Yep.
Oh, but the bugs.
They'll be fine.
There's bugs everywhere. Fuck it.
Yeah. They can live here now. See, they're happy. It's a cool flame.
You're a cool flame. I don't know why I said these things.
I mean, really, at a certain point, that commentary pretty much comes down to just saying things and seeing what happens.
How dare you?
Now, that's as much on myself as anyone.
True.
I mean, you've done solo stuff, too. You know that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. It's true. Sometimes it just gets hard and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna take a break from this. And I'm gonna come back when I have new material.
So we unfreeze this chest, and let's see what we get.
So we need blue fire to melt red ice.
Yep. Just like science.
Hey, dungeon map. Are we in a dungeon? We are in a dungeon.
This is a mini dungeon. It's not an official dungeon. So it's not one of the main 6. And it doesn't have a boss... No, wait, it... Does it have a boss key? Do you remember, Roxy?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I can't even remember if it has a compass. But there's a dungeon item, and there is a dungeon map. And there's a couple little mini dungeons like this. Oh, and this guy respawned. Because I'm not gonna need bombs.
Listen.
I'll listen after I kill this guy.
Get your revenge.
Oh, never mind. She just wanted me to listen to her explanation of the guy, so... Learn this now. Oh, that was bad.
It's okay, we all make mistakes. Miss Snakes!
And now we can continue. And we get another puzzle room, and, well, I guess the Blade one's a puzzle room. And this one is... It's either very fun or very frustrating, depending on how much you like pushing blocks around. I really like pushing blocks around, so I like it. What do you think, Roxy?
I think in this room, it's alright. And, like, oh, actually, yeah, I really love pushing blocks around. Like, there's a few puzzles like this in Twilight Princess.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. It's a puzzle. I like it. Let me live.
Yep. And at least it's not a Sokoban block pushing puzzle. This one is just get to the place with your tools. Since this room is covered with ice like this, when you push the block, it just keeps moving in whatever direction you push it.
Yeah.
So you need to figure out the right way to push it around without having it fall into these pits at the corners in order to get all the silver rupees.
I like how, as you collect these silver rupees,
Yeah.
they get higher in pitch.
Yeah, it's a very nice touch. I love that. It's the little things like that.
Yeah, because it's like you want it to complete the scale it's making.
And it's a very good way of doing that. It just feels incomplete. There's a lot of little affordances like that in gameplay that don't really get enough attention, I think.
Yeah.
Like, not just in sound, but in, like, UI design or in controls or any sort of stuff like that. Music is definitely a big one, though. So when the block does get stuck, what you can do is just push it yourself into one of these pits, and that makes it regrow from the ground magically over here. Like this here, though, this is another example of that. That's not sound, but graphic. This scrape across the ice leading up to where the block is. Because if you're just looking at the room, you might not immediately know what to do, but this is kind of a sign that maybe stuff should be sliding around. Good puzzle design is hard. And another gold still show up. But anyway, I had a friend in grad school that used to do puzzle design, and there's so much you have to account for when you're trying to make a good one. Because you want it to be solvable, but not obvious, and that's a really hard line to follow.
Yeah, like it just reminded me of whatchamacallit. You know, escape rooms?
Yeah.
I would love to design like an escape house kind of thing.
That would be great.
Yeah, or like, if not that like rigorous, I guess, if not that detailed, then
even just like little things for fun.
Yeah, and like I was thinking of I really miss playing hide and seek. And my grandparents' house had all these really great places to hide. Like, I would hide in wardrobes. That was my favorite. Under the beds. Like, so good. It was really hard to find me. So I was thinking, like, what if you had, like, a house that kind of, I guess, like, you could rent out for, like, stag parties or
that would be
events.
A great idea.
Yeah, like
I think
team
that's
building.
An amazing idea.
Yeah, like, you just play hide and seek.
Yeah. Have either of you ever done one of those escape rooms, by the way?
Yes, and we kicked ass.
Nice. Yeah, I've done one. I was with a friend in Seattle. We were there for actually it was a Dwarf Fortress convention, because he's kind of pretty highly involved in the Dwarf Fortress community. He was actually the presenter for the panel there. And while we were there, we did an escape room.
Nice.
And it was a lot of fun.
Need to play more Dwarf Fortress. It's great.
We need to do more more escape rooms.
That too.
Are there many of them around there?
Yeah, there's a lot. It's pretty cool actually.
Yeah. So now I'm trying to figure out how to get the block over to where the exit is, by the way. In case people were wondering what I'm doing at this point. I think you just need to kind of S-shape it around like that. Or... maybe not. Okay. Trying to get it run into this one, I guess. There's just enough room for it to slide by there. How will we get it there?
Into the sea it goes.
Back from whence it came. Okay, I think I've got it now. Go here, and then spiral inwards. I think that'll line it up properly. And yes, got it.
Nice.
Here we go on. Now, the other thing about freeze roots that we haven't really seen yet, and that, to avoid wasting time, we're probably not going to show off, but if you don't kill them entirely, they do eventually regrow.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get all three of these at once. Nice. I think one of these contains a fairy because of what's coming up. I might be wrong. Nope. Okay. So here we've got an actual door in this cave made of ice, which is weird. But it's because of this room, which I love the design for.
I like how you were like shuffling about, trying to get it to do the thing. Wolfos.
It's White Wolfos, upgraded version. Also got a few obstacles in the way, which I can't remember if they're actually destructible or not.
So touchy.
Not very upgraded though. And with this, we get the dungeon item.
Fucking finally. It's so good though.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
So heavy you can't run, so heavy you can't float.
It sounds threatening, because it is.
Yeah.
Look at his face.
You know, he could have helped.
Right? He could have just teleported me here in the beginning.
Or at least, like, maybe fought the Wolfos for me.
Or at least given them to me personally.
Ah, well. I really want to see that, by the way. That would be... I mentioned before that a Sheik-centered game would be great, and that is like the only sign of something Sheik actually did during the 7 years. and that would be great. Well, I mean, the game never talks about it, though. The game never talks about what Sheik did.
Sheik has a checklist. And the only thing on there during the 7 years was... Wait, 2 things. 1, learn how to play the harp, and 2, rescue the Zora princess from under the ice. That's it. And then he was like, you know what? That's good. For my 7 years, yeah. I mean, I'll let Link do everything fucking else. He has to be considered the hero for a reason.
Just let things get really bad so Link can make them better.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, for real, I'm sure Sheik was doing a ton of stuff, but they never talk about it. This is the only time they actually talk about it.
She didn't do shit.
Oh, don't say that. You love Sheik, too.
No, I actually don't. Sheik didn't
Really?
do shit. Yeah. I don't care for Sheik, unfortunately.
Nah. We have to disagree on that.
That's okay. This is technically your LP and I'm just commenting, but I'm sure majority of people would agree with me.
So, I'm going to drop something on you again, Roxy. Is this a serenade?
Okay. What do you mean serenade?
Is the Serenade of Water a serenade? Is that a technical term?
That's not a technical term.
Ah. It's
Good try.
Well, we still got 3 more after this? 2 more.
I mean, like, it is, but in the way that Sheik plays it, it's not a big deal, because, like, you know how you could say, like, oh, yeah, I serenaded this person, like...
Ah, okay.
It's just calm music.
Okay, wasn't sure if it was, like, a specific kind of calm music or not.
No, the only ones, I think, so far were the minuet and the bolero were correct.
Yeah. Well, the Prelude of Light, because a prelude is a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the Prelude of Light kind of... I mean, a prelude is literally just the prelude to something, so it's kind of hard to say, but...
Oh, okay.
I mean, well, actually, I guess you could say it is a prelude, because it's the first of the stages that you learn.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I forgot that the keys respawn, by the way.
Keys.
And I guess I did end up showing it off. By the way, the ice isn't timed. You have to hit the A button enough to break yourself out of it. Or maybe any button, but I use A. And the longer it lasts, the more life you lose.
What if you just let Link suffer?
Well, that'd be cruel. Don't let Link suffer.
He suffered enough in his 7 years.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
I'm not
It's
gonna
that... It's that gif of, what is his name? Troy? When he comes, like, from Community, when he comes into the room with pizza and everything's on fire and shit. That's Link waking up after 7 years, coming into Hylia, like,
yes.
Hyrule, and being like, what the fuck?
Exactly. What did you do?
What did you do? What did you not do?
So, by the way, I could use a Serenade of Water to just jump straight where we need to go, but we've got some stuff to unmelt in Zora's Cavern that we should take care of first.
Yeah, like that empty red ice thing. Clearly.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we got the king to save.
Yep.
I totally forgot he's still frozen.
So, the annoying thing about the Iron Boots, by the way, they aren't an item to use, they're a toggle in the menu screen. I think the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time changed that.
But I mean, it's closed.
Wait.
Why did you...
I forgot that I don't have the thing to breathe underwater yet. I wanted to show it off. Well, actually, I've got a minute-long timer, so...
Just slowly watching Link die. Like, oh no. The way I envision this is, like, he's just swimming, and then all of a sudden he's like, you know what, let me just take these iron boots out, slip them on while I'm swimming, and now he's just like, what are you doing? He's like,
I've got enough time to grab this, at least.
He's like, I'm just making sure it works, or I want my money back.
So yeah, it works like the heat in the crater. And you can see that time ticking down as Link slowly runs out of oxygen and I run around on the floor of the sea.
The lake?
The lake. Same thing.
It's a small lake. Are those 1 rupees worth it, Idren?
Yes. You know, I thought when you took the boots off, the timer stopped.
You still need to actually get air.
Yeah, but it's a video game.
I'm sorry, do you want to drown?
How often does Mario need air?
I hope the Octocroc hits you.
Oh, that's cruel. I mean, come on. Zelda should be why did I say Zelda? I just did...
You just did the thing where everyone's like, Link is Zelda, Link is a girl.
Link should be able to hold his breath at least as well as Mario.
Mario can't hold his breath that long either. In Super Mario 64.
Okay,
Super Mario 64! 64
doesn't count. But he got oxygen from coins.
Yeah. And Link gets to wear a blue tunic eventually, so... There are items you need, Idren.
Well, I'll have it very, very soon.
Talk to the king.
Because the face ain't listening.
It really isn't. I've come back. Damn. Well, he was a popsicle.
Yeah. But I mean, see, this shows that Zora can hibernate. They're like those frogs.
That, like, bury themselves in the mud and wait for the ice to melt.
The frogs that you can freeze in ice and then unmelt and they're perfectly fine.
Alright. What?
Andy,
Really?
have you heard of this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've got, like, antifreeze type substance in their blood.
I wonder if you can put that in humans.
They've been working on that. That's, like, the holy grail of cryonics.
Right.
To make it so that you can actually freeze human tissue without it turning into mushy strawberries.
Yeah. Like in that case, the frogs.
Frogs?
Frogs.
Frogs.
They like flood their blood with antifreeze and they exude like a They exude like an oil around themselves that like freezes them into like a cocoon, basically.
Yep.
But like,
and the stuff in their blood makes it so that their cells don't burst because they don't freeze.
because of the ice, yeah.
Yep.
But that's what I was gonna ask. Do they still like? So do any processes, like internal processes, still run? Or
I think like
are
as
they like
low
perfectly
as possible
frozen
to keep them from dying.
Okay, so like the lowest expenditure of energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's basically just so that they can get through winter without dying because they live in like really frigid conditions. And evolution is pretty amazing at finding solutions to things like that.
So I wonder if you could freeze a human for like a season, unfreeze them for a day, and then like freeze them again, like that kind of thing.
That's what they're trying to do. That it's like the thing that they're trying to figure out how to adapt into humanity to get cryogenics to actually work.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now it doesn't at all. Like not a little.
Well,
they're a bunch of frozen people, and they're never going to be revived.
Sorry, Walt Disney.
The best thing is reading the medical transcripts of the cryogenic like preparations.
Why did they literally just put them in ice? Like put them in a bath of water and just stuck them in a fridge?
They have to decapitate the person to like freeze them.
Yep.
And in several of the ones, they're like, decapitation did not proceed as planned.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Where they like
was it like a bad chop or something?
That, or they like didn't do it fast enough.
Oh my god!
Or there was one of them where they dropped the brain, putting it into like the cold storage.
For what it's worth, Roxy, to keep this from sounding as horrible, they can't actually do any of this stuff until a person has actually medically died, because otherwise it's legally murder.
No, of course.
Yeah.
The idea of someone like not being decapitated correctly.
Yeah.
For medical purposes is like, it's like, how do you fuck up that hard?
Yeah. It was in like, there was a fun expose, I think it was last year or a year before, 2015. But I should have dated the recording now. But one of the founders may or may not have coerced their mother into signing for the cryogenic thing.
Nah.
And then injecting her with the cryogenic like chemicals.
Yeah.
As she was dying or after death?
Well, injection with the cryogenic chemicals kills you. So.
Yeah,
so
but
they can't actually do it until you're medically dead.
Yeah, but that's my point, because if you're saying that he coerced his mother, then what is he like? That
like,
then
not getting
then
care
you don't
that she
know.
might have gotten otherwise.
Then you don't know what he's capable of, really.
Yeah. So you hear this, Yudkowsky? Because I'm sure you're a big fan of this very, very popular LP series. So listen to us, Eliza Yudkowsky.
Yeah, there was a coroner's report, and it showed that she might have been injected with this before being dead.
See, Idrin, suck it.
Wow,
suck it.
Wow. Anyway, so
suck
back to the game.
It.
Here we get a little bit of sign about the Skulltula family, because they've been giving us all this stuff, and they've got a lot of money behind them.
They're beginning as bigger wallets.
Yep. So this is referring to the Skulltula family. They were the richest family in Kakariko. Probably a Sheikah family based on the backstory of them. We know that Impa was the last surviving Sheikah, but who knows if they count as Sheikah.
No, I thought it was that like they were cursed by the Sheikah.
Were they? Oh, yeah, you're right. I think you're right. The Sheikah did curse them.
Yeah.
It used to be a Sheikah-only village. But wait.
But they took in...
But
villagers.
Impa was the one that only recently opened it up for that, so why would the rich family have been living there? Maybe they tried to move in and that's why they were cursed?
Yeah, like it could have been a building that they shouldn't have moved into. Because if you go into the building, it's like super fucked up.
Yeah, it's like, if it was cleaned up, it would be like probably the nicest building in town, but yeah. So that makes a lot more sense. But yeah, this is where you get a sign that family... that it's not just they give you a bunch of good stuff, but they actually are a very rich family. And what does that mean for their situation?
That because they tried to do gentrification, now they're being punished.
Exactly. Social commentary in Zelda games.
Down with the bourgeoisie.
So, the Serenade of Water takes us to Lake Hylia, which we haven't visited in the adult time period yet. So this will be our first chance to see what it looks like 7 years later.
My money's on it's still a lake.
Nope. Sorry, Roxy.
Good thing I'm broke. Honestly, just play the Song of Storms 1,000,000 times and we'll be good.
Exactly. I wonder if you can... Nope, you can't do this yet. Never mind. I was going to do a thing that Roxy knows what I was going to try and do, and probably also knows that it wouldn't have worked.
Mm.
So we've still got way around. Hyrule Crows. But the lake is completely dry, it looks like. Somehow.
I guess someone finally pulled the drain.
So, before we look around too much, we do want to stop back to talk to Pierre. You remember Pierre, Ambi?
Our scarecrow friend.
The dancing scarecrow.
Yeah.
You know, you have Ipuna, and you don't use her.
I use her in the field. So we gotta play his song, which thankfully I have memorized on this piece of paper. Don't I? What? Wait a minute. Did I do a different song when I replayed this?
Oh my god.
From the original one.
You might have to go back to being a little kid and redo it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I will do that later then.
Okay. I've done that before. I did that when I was younger, and it was a bad move.
Now I'm wondering if I even remembered to do this in the playthrough, if I just never talked to him as a kid.
Maybe.
Oh well, that's something for off-screen. Anyway, so we can see that the lake isn't completely drained. We still got this area before that we saw that we couldn't really get to because we couldn't dive that well. But now, that's not an issue.
Because you can drown yourself.
Yep.
Yay!
Oh.
I'm surprised you didn't go talk to the scientist right now.
Oh, thank you. I should do that.
The tunic?
I don't know what you mean.
Uh-huh. I like that backtracking.
You just like watching Link's butt. Because who doesn't?
Ah, yes, those polygons. They really do it for me.
You know what's funny? The reason why they actually, why they actually made Link designed the way he was is because the designer's wife wanted him to look better.
And
More
he
appealing.
does. He does.
Because Ocarina of Time Link is basically his wife's type.
Oh my god.
So it was all for her. It was all for her.
So she's the true wife of Link.
Yes. So, this guy is trying to make potions by mixing lake water with stuff.
So he's the reason why the water's gone. Thanks, man. Fucking
Yep.
wasted all of these potions.
He used it all up. This is why science is horrible.
I mean, we heard about the man who coerced his mom into doing into cryogenics, so...
Yep. By the way, you can use this to get an idea of Link's height.
Oh, yeah!
If you assume that each one of these markings is, like, a meter, then he's a pretty short guy, which makes sense since he's not exactly an elf, but elfy. He's, like, a meter 55, a meter 60.
He's only, like, 17, too, so he's not...
Yeah, that's true.
Really done growing. And also, he didn't get to exercise during those integral 7 years of development, where, you know, he could have been shooting some hoops. Could have been doing calisthenics.
I love that slow motion stretching, too. Oh, by the way, right, Tunic. This is what you meant.
Fuck.
So, yep, Zora Tunic lets you breathe underwater. You know, I can't remember, by the way, Roxy, does the Goron Tunic, does it actually protect you against fire damage at all, like it does in later
I think
games?
it makes you weak.
Really? Huh. Good to know.
I still think...
I'll look it up later, because I know in later games, Twilight Princess, I think specifically is one that did it. The equivalent of the tunics, they do give you some elemental protection, as well as the environmental stuff. Don't they?
Maybe.
In Twilight Princess? I'll look
in Twilight Princess, though, you have the Zora armor.
Yeah. Anyway, now that we've got the tunic and the boots, we can get down here. You can see that this place is locked off, though. But there is one item that you can use underwater.
Oh, yes. I was right. Okay, so the Zora tunic in Ocarina of Time doesn't do anything besides letting you breathe, but the Zora armor in Twilight Princess makes you more vulnerable to heat and cold, including fire and ice-based attacks. So
that makes sense.
Man, I'm like 6 for 6 now.
Yep.
I'm too good. I'm sorry, guys.
5 points.
5 Zelda points?
Yes. There were gonna be points, but then you said Zelda points.
No! Don't do this to me! I need my Idran points. I need to stay in the lead.